general introduction of TenCent and WeChat business, and also TenCent overseas business. And later on, we can start tap into the more details that can probably we can learn from each other, or probably you can both experience from what we were doing in overseas and the challenges we met, and also probably some lessons that we learned together. Okay, well, TenCent is the biggest internet company in China, and we started from many years ago. So. And we started from QQ, the instant messenger, for free. But later on, it grew like a platform. And now we have all kinds of internet products in TenCent. And the market value of TenCent is pretty big. It's over, more than 200 billion US dollars. And recently, we did a lot of investment and we released a lot of news. And it's very positive for the games and advertisement, and also data business, and even in music area. So the market capital is growing up very quickly. In TenCent, actually, we have many platforms like QQ, like WeChat, like music and news portal and video. So we have all kinds of internet products in TenCent, and each platform has more than 800 million users. And it's same for WeChat. WeChat has, recently we just announced that WeChat has more than 762 million active users monthly. So that means when every user will open up a message and open up WeChat and send a message every month. There are more than 762 million active users. So this is pretty huge. And we started overseas expansion since 2012. And at the very beginning, we were focusing on Southeast Asia countries like Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia, India, Singapore, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Taiwan. And later on, we just expand to Latin America and Europe. Now we are still focusing on Southeast Asia. Singapore and Malaysia are the most important countries for us right now. So it's very different. At the very beginning, we were focusing on recruiting more users to have more user base. And we used a lot of marketing channels, and we did a lot of things, and we made success. And we had a lot of problems as well. And now we are focusing more on the commercial lines, because WeChat is growing pretty big, and it's very popular in China. So it's most engaged platform actually. And in overseas countries like Malaysia and Singapore and Southeast Asia countries, they're very active. But comparatively speaking, probably European and Latin America are not so active as what we are having now in Southeast Asia. So we are involving more and more business on the platform, because the users is the first. We have to take the users, and we already have a lot of users. Last year we already reached 1.1 billion users worldwide, and now it's still growing. But for internet industry, users are the most important one. When you have the user, now you're facing the next problem, that is the active users, because we can only make success for the business because we have to earn money. And the platform and the users themselves, basically, we will have the base, but when it is very active, we can have more content, and then we can have some business opportunities on this platform, right? So we are having more and more merchants to be involved on WeChat platform, like official account. And now we have the advertisement. It is ready this year for overseas enterprises. So this is for WeChat growth in overseas. But for business overseas expansion, we started with at the very beginning we started with some investment in some countries. Later on, we have the WeChat, which is a very good product to keep the door of overseas market. And when we have the user base, we would, just like what we are having in China, probably the content themselves, and the OA and merchants, and also with third-party developers. And we were having a kind of ecosystem together with the local payment. So it's growing bigger and bigger. It's a very big map. And now we are also having this sort of WeChat business, which is very useful platform that we are having in overseas. And now we have the advertisement, which can help a lot of, basically we can help a lot of merchants who want to tap into China market. And China market is really big, and many merchants want to get involved in the market because it's really promising. The user base is pretty big, and they can earn a lot of money as well. And even for the Chinese tourists, there are a lot of Chinese tourists going abroad every year. And by 2020, it is estimated that probably there will be 200 billion RMB to be consumed in the overseas. So this figure is really big, and many merchants really emphasize in this market, and they have a lot of problems when they want to tap into this market. And TenCent platform can help them because we have the largest and best quality traffic. Because we are almost more than 90% of the internet users are on TenCent platform. They are using TenCent products, and every Chinese people are spending 50% of the time spending on the TenCent products. So basically, we are having a lot of very qualified traffic for the merchants. So the advertisement channel is a very promising channel for the overseas enterprises. So this is another expansion for the business. And later on, probably we will have the payment and even more. And games is another strategy, because we are the biggest games company in the world. And the games are having around 70% of revenue for TenCent. So games is very different. So we are working another way. And now we can see that for the overseas market, we are not only having WeChat, but WeChat is a very good product that overseas market really is really well received, and we proved the success for this product itself. And for the commercialization, we are staying on the road. So we need a lot of help from many partners or from many talents. We would like to grow together with the partners and also many talents together. Okay, well, this is the general introduction of what we are having and what we're doing right now, but it's really general. If you want to know more details, very interesting, like how we were doing in those markets and what kind of success we made. So there are many interesting stories I would like to share, but I'd rather to listen to you and what is your concern and what kind of experience you would like to borrow from us.
Thank you, Amy. That was very comprehensive. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll start with the Q&A. I will start with a couple questions. Do you want to sit down, or should we just?
Oh, okay.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
TenCent is highly dominant in China, so it's a very big name over there, but not so much outside China yet. So what are some of the barriers that you have faced, or you are facing now in your capacity in taking TenCent into a new market, and some of your struggles in establishing it?
Well, this is a really good question. TenCent is really big, but our international business group, when we were going out of China, we feel like we are not from TenCent. We are really different, because in China, everyone from TenCent, when we were talking about business, everyone know about TenCent, and they want it's very easy for them to have kind of business, cooperation of business together with the other partners. But it's very hard for us when we started overseas expansion. I joined TenCent 5 years ago, but when we started the overseas market, they don't know about TenCent. I first started in Vietnam. They don't know about TenCent, and of course they don't know about WeChat, because WeChat was born at that time. And when I went to the European and Latin American markets, it's the same. They don't know about TenCent, and they don't know about WeChat itself. So we don't have any resource. We have to create everything in local. So when I entered Vietnam, no one introduced any resource to me. I have to develop on my own. So I started from the PR agency, and I started the network expansion from that PR agency. And I talked with a lot of merchants and many partners. So in this way, I can expand my network. So network is very important. I have to find the right way to promote, to speak to speak the voice out. So there are many difficulties, and we tried a lot of advertisement and many soft ads with articles a lot, and we also made success actually because I started a kind of industry in Vietnam working with celebrities because I saw that they have a lot of network and social networks, and it happened to China that we have many followers. They're not celebrities, but they're having a lot of followers, and they are very influential. So we call them influencers. In Vietnam, I talk with many celebrity friends and influencers because I dig out some network who are having this kind of network, but it's not commercialized at that time. And I taught them, hand by hand, together with my local partner, only one girl. And I asked them to post on the Facebook and Instagram about WeChat, but it's not so obvious. So we tried another way, just like really they're using WeChat every day, or they found out some interesting features and they post a screenshot and post it. In this way, people will be got so curious about this product because their idol are using it, so it's influential. In this way, in Vietnam, it was effective. And that was the new way for us actually because it wasn't already. And it's the same when we went to the other markets. There are a lot of commercial modes that they don't have, and we have to be the first to try it. So we tried a lot of things, the ads, online ads, but only exposure. But we can track at our back end how many downloads when we play the ads, but it was not so efficient. And later on, in the year of 2013, we also tried TV commercial. So we worked with Messi, but Messi was so good at that time, and it worked so well. And we had 1.5 years of endorsement at that time for WeChat globally. And Messi, we shoot the TV commercial in Barcelona, and we did post-production in Hollywood. And in the other countries like in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Mexico, we also did the local TV commercials, and we launched all kinds of TV commercials at the same time in more than 25 countries. So the users, is kind of booming growth. So this is a very effective way. But also the problems comes. After we engage a lot of users, the penetration in each country are pretty high. For example, in Malaysia, the penetration is engagement is more than 90%. It is good. The activeness in Malaysia is good, but in other countries, it's the same. We have a lot of users, but later on, the passion seems to decrease, and they're not so active. And we tried other operational ways because we can't burn a lot of money on TV commercial all the time. We have to keep operating. And then local operation is really important. We didn't do so well and maintain a local operation for the European and the Latin American countries because we were so short of hands. And it's really consuming when we want to engage in so large markets because we have to invest a lot of things. And literally, we have to focus more in Southeast Asia. So when we talk about the difficulties, we did face a lot of difficulties. People don't know who you are, and they think you're from a very giant company in China, but you're nothing in the overseas. And we are just like startups, in the overseas. So this is what we felt exactly at the very beginning.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask?
What is your business model for commercialization of your services abroad?
Okay, well, regarding for the commercialization, it's very different from TenCent because Tencent is really big. We have all kinds of products and games and ads are earning a lot of money. And WeChat actually for the past years, we didn't earn any money. And in China, we started earning money from the advertisement on Moment. WeChat Moment is kind of a timeline on the social feature. And we also have the payment. So it's really very aggressive, and this is very potential. But for overseas, we are still at kind of starting age to engage more activeness. And we would like to involve in more merchants to be on board on the official account, to be more influential, to make the convenience for the users. So we have to serve users very well. This is the first priority. And later on, we'd like to involve in probably more contents or more advertisement or moment when it's really popular, just like what we were doing in China. So it's a really long-term development. So it's same for China. When we developed QQ, it's free. It was free. And nobody can imagine Tencent can earn so much money developing from a free instant message. And it's same for WeChat. And we spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of labors working on this product, and also the marketing and the operation. But we have to nurture the environment because we are aiming to establish kind of platform. And we have to establish the ecosystem very well. We don't do everything for merchants, we don't do everything for users. So for the merchant commercialization, we are developing a very good environment for everyone to grow happily. So it's multi-beneficial. And and in the latter part, of course, the commercialization is really huge. You can imagine many contents and many, together with the payment, we connect everything, and everyone knows that if you want to make success in this market, you have to use this platform. So this is our goal. And in overseas, right now, probably the advertisement and also the payment would be more commercialized.
Thank you. Yeah, do you have a question?
What are the best practices